friends, and welcome to a new short video in my video academy, Cristina Muntean TV. Initially, I wanted March to be the month of unconscious biases. You know that this year I'm moving forward with thematic months, and we had January, the month of empowerment. We had February, the month of feedback. So I wanted to continue naturally and talk about unconscious biases this month. Unconscious biases are tremendously important. We see that since the pandemic started, the number of women leaving the workforce is horrendous, and this is all over the world. Also in the Czech Republic, more than 60,000 women left the workforce within a year. It is a tragedy, and it's really taking us back. So it shows that unconscious biases and issues of gender equality are still very present. So you know how much work I do in that field. I care about it very much, and yet I decided to change the topic for this month. And I decided to move from unconscious biases for a different topic. And that topic is virtual presentations and virtual meetings. So the topic of this month, we have 5 Mondays ahead, and I will be talking about various aspects of virtual meetings that you can take away and you can implement to make your life easier. Now, before I start to speak about something concrete, I want to emphasize why I am doing this. I led several workshops since the beginning of the year, and when I'm talking to people, I notice two things. First of all, everyone is very tired. They're tired mentally, they're tired emotionally, and they're simply looking for, they're eager, people are eager to really feel better, looking for some sources of hope and positivity, which are still not emerging. And the second thing that people are complaining about is the fact that they're still spending too much time in virtual meetings. I still have, people saying that I had a client one day, she said, yesterday I worked 10 hours and I was in 14 virtual meetings. This is madness. It is not possible that after a year in the pandemic, a year of remote work, we still do not have the competencies to run effective virtual meetings. So of course, I wonder why that is. And it takes me back to the question, why? So this is the topic that I would like to discuss with you today, why we need to be crystal clear. We need to be very intentional when we organize a virtual meeting. We cannot organize a virtual meeting just to make sure that our people are working, because this is the most counterproductive way of thinking that you can imagine. Just because I see my people and I hold them prisoners in a virtual meeting, I have the illusion that I can influence and control them. Nonsense. I will have my people tired and they will be less productive, they will be exhausted, and I will have an epidemic of burnout soon on my hands. So the most important idea that I would like you to take away today is whenever we organize a virtual meeting, we need to be very, very intentional about it. We need to have clarity on why we are organizing that virtual meeting. And we need to be also very clear with the people whom we invite, to tell the people why we are inviting them to that meeting. What are our expectations? And what would be the good result that they can expect to leave with after the meeting. So we need to have a clear intention. We need to communicate our intention clearly with the people whom we invite. We need to be very intentional with the people whom we invite, that to make sure that we don't just invite everybody, even though they will have nothing to say. And we need to make sure that then during the meeting that we will be following that intentionality. Now, what happens if you are not the meeting organizer and you have been invited? You can do the same thing. You need to ask why. So please don't hesitate. Even when that meeting is organized by your boss, gently, kindly, and respectfully ask, what exactly is the purpose of this meeting? What is expected from me? How do you expect me to contribute? How exactly, or what should be a good outcome for me and my role? What are your, hopes and expectations from me? my contributions and my presence for this meeting. And when you see that your bosses or the organizers of virtual meetings are not very intentional, by asking them these questions, you can lead them towards more clarity and intentionality. So we all have a role to play. We really need to be much more intentional, because otherwise we really are churning our mental and emotional capacities. We're becoming more and more tired. It shouldn't be that way. We need to learn to work effectively in the remote environment. And being intentional about the activities that we engage in is the first step. See you next week at another video about how to run more effective virtual meetings.